time zone, everyone, and welcome to the stream. I see there are already some people chatting. Yes. Oh, hello, Dream Cartographer and Secondhand Samurai. I'm so glad you guys are here to join me today. I am going to try to do some art today and neaten up some articles. So, thank you so much for joining me for that. Yeah, I'm turning that fan down so it's not too loud. All right. So welcome, happy time zone, whatever time zone it may be for you. And as always, oh, it's too low for you. Can you hear me now? I think it's the microphone placement, probably. I have a slightly different setup because I was trying to do some drawing and I had to kind of switch around my laptop a bit, but I think this is going to work. So yes, this is Summer Camp Stream, and we are going to be working on World Anvil Summer Camp and NaNoWriMo Summer Camp. So as always, I can't believe today is the 15th day of July, which means we're halfway through the month and halfway through summer camp, and this time is just zooming by, apparently. What is time anymore? But we are continuing and we are going to see what we can get done. We did quite a few prompts and got up to over 300 words, but we did not neaten up the articles, and therefore they are not published. So when you go to my page, World Anvil page of summer camp, you will see that I have not published any prompts, which is disappointing. So we are going to try to change that today. We did a lot of writing already, but one of the things that I like to do in my articles is add art, at least cover images or whatever we're going to do. And so that is what we're going to try to do today. Also, Quirilian wanted me to send him one of these articles for his Imaginarium. So I was working on this one. I showed it a bit yesterday, but I kind of added some art to some little waveform line dividers. And I think that the article is pretty much done, except for the fact that I want to add some audio to it as well. But we are not going to be able to do that on stream. But yeah, once that is done, we can send that over to him. And yeah, I'm just going to put a bit of audio in the corner here. But looking at this article, we have it's minimalistic art, just the waveforms separating, but I think it brings out a nice touch. For these other articles we're going to do, let's look at, here we are, the category list. So we have Summer Camp 2022, we have Expanse, and we have Leadership that has already been completed. So one of the things we do need to change is some of these placeholder names, and the second thing we need to do is add art. So that's what we are going to be doing on the stream today. Where is my... There we go. I use a nice free program called Autodesk Sketchbook, which I think is brilliant. You can add many layers, there's so many brushes, you can... It's such a flexible tool. You can even make animations in this Autodesk Sketchbook, and it's all free. They have an app for tablets and phones, and they also have desktop program that you can download. So I do recommend Autodesk Sketchbook if you want a nice art tool to help you. I also do use Microsoft Paint sometimes, and yeah, it's a meme now, but it's effective sometimes. I also use Paint 3D, which is just the updated Microsoft Paint, but it's a bit more flexible. There's lots of 3D shapes you can use and all kinds of different things we can do. But I don't think we're going to explore all that today. We're mainly doing these minimalistic art types that I went over yesterday. Let's see. So most of them last year for summer camp, what I was doing was kind of just making these minimalistic blueprint style covers. So there are pops of color sometimes, but most of it is just blue and white, and it's just the simple little outline of whatever item or location we're talking about. So yeah, that is what I think that I was going to, that's what I thought that I was going to try to do again for this summer camp to keep it consistent. And then the rest of my world, some of it, there are photographs for the covers, but most of the covers are these blueprint style art. So let's see, which of the articles would we want to work on? So we have this Volcano Island, which we still have to rename because I don't like that name. If you have an idea for a name for the Volcano Island, please let me know. We are going to go to the article just so we can get a taste of it. So this is what we've been working on. So basically, this is for the Expanse prompt, and this island is a large island, and it has a fake volcano on it. And really, the volcano is used as a tunnel, and inside the tunnel, they launch rocket ships into space. So the volcano is just a cover. Volcano. That's a good pun. Yeah, we'll think about that. That's a good one. But yes, of course, that's basically what we have. This secret island where there's underground, there's technology, there's scientists, and there's rocket engineers and people that are doing experiments and launching rockets into space, and it's all under the cover of a giant volcano. So that's hence the name Earth Space Base Fake Volcano Island, which I really am ready to stop seeing up on my screen. But we're okay, and we're just gonna go and see if we can do art for it. So the blue that I was using, I think that I don't think I used the same shade of blue for each of those. I didn't use the same shade of blue for each blueprint, but I just used a similar family color. I don't know if it was that for each level: copper, silver, and bronze. Not bronze, copper, silver, gold, and diamond. I don't know if I did the same shade of blue for each. I will have to go back and look. But what I'm just going to do is just pick a random shade of blue, and I'm going to add it to the canvas. So now we have this shade of blue, and we can add a layer above that. And the layer above that will help us to be able to do things, and then if we mess up, it won't mess up the blue layer. Let me get my handy dandy stylus, which I'm glad this computer that I have, this laptop, is a touchscreen, and it comes with a stylus, which is very handy. Next, we have to have like a white, off-whitish blue, and this is what I used for the grid lines. So we can use, let's see, there's different things that we can do. No, not this. We have the ruler so that we can make straight lines. But we also have, let's just shape there. We have this shape where we can just make a line here. The problem with the shape line is that we can still make a line that is askew. So if we really want to be precise, I would use the ruler. Still, if you see the grid that I was making, they are not exactly properly spaced or anything. It's kind of sloppy, and that was kind of the aesthetic that I was going for. Some of the lines aren't quite complete, and they are not properly spaced from each other, but it still gives the blueprint vibes. Okay, now we have the lines that are vertical. I'm going to switch it to horizontal. Come on, my hand is not steady. Okay. So we kind of just have this vague grid that gives the vibes of blueprints. And then we're going to do a third layer. The third layer will be the actual picture of whatever we're drawing. So if this is the island, the volcano island, we're just going to do a slightly brighter shade of white. That's not thick enough. We're going to, this is another thing that I like about Autodesk Sketchbook. You can, everything is customizable. Every single thing is customizable. So then we can just do a vague shape of an island like that. But I'm just going to undo that right quick because I want to do the volcano in the middle first. And then we're going to draw the island around it. Okay. And this is just a rough draft. Let's see how things look. Not very happy with that. We're going to undo that and try again. And the good thing about digital art, as opposed to paper and pen, which I still do enjoy at times, the good thing about it is the fact that there's a quick and easy undo button. So every time you're unsatisfied, you can literally just undo what you did and don't have to worry about trying to erase anything or color over anything. Okay. Alright, we're just going to work with this for now. And then we're just going to try to make trees and vegetation around. That's another thing about this. It's so, let's see. Oop, there we go. Look at all the kinds of pins that you have. So all these kinds of pins, there's like web, and it will give you different effects. Not that. You can also, as I said, every single thing is customizable. So you can make something larger, smaller, wider, or thinner. And you can change all kinds of properties. So I'm going to see something that I can use. Why do I keep doing that? Okay, there we go. This is the thorny one. Oh, that's way too big. So we're going to adjust that one. Alright, we can see flow. We'll make it a bit bolder and a bit lighter. I mean, wider. So, yes, like this. Even though that's a bit too heavy. Let's see. And this is another thing that I need to do. We can go to randomness. That will make it look a little more it will give it a little bit of variance as opposed to just everything is the same. That's still not quite, so we're just going to put some over here. Some over here. And I think that is it roundness is too much. I like it. Okay. Now let's do a different brush. That's way too small. And that gives more texture. Yep, happy little trees. That are okay. Now that we'll have to do for now. And another good thing about the fact that this is in its own layer is we can take the whole layer. Let's see, where is it? No, not that. Yes, I think it is this. Oh, here it is. Okay, that's it. So you can take the whole layer and move it around and not affect the rest of the art. I think that I should add more detail to the volcano because it doesn't. Let's see, how about an airbrush? should make the color a little darker. Okay. And now we will probably have to put a rocket or something over somewhere, or show a corner of space so that we can know what it is. Last time I was doing the kind of like this, where there's a little box showing you what it is, or a little thing like that. So I think that maybe we could leave it like that for now, but I still need to know what this should be called. And then, let's see, add a fourth layer, which for some reason is called layer 5, even though that makes no sense. We're just going to add some text, and I use Orbitron a lot of the times for this high-tech font. Let me see. I can look up. Sometimes when I'm thinking about names for things, I find inspiration from other languages as well. But for a lot of this, I do scientific names. So I was looking to see, and it was one of the things that came up. It said a volcano, the Greek name's Etna. So that's an idea, but I'm not sold on that. I don't know if I should call it Concealed Space Lab or not. That's the working name for now. And we're just gonna make the words white, and they will appear on this and you can make it bigger, smaller. So that is a thing, and then we'll make the other and up at the top it would be called something. And I'll just do this for a placeholder. Put it in the top corner. Alright, and then when we do this, we say save as, and we save it to PNG, usually I do. So when you save it to a PNG, all the layers become merged. But as long as it's still in this project, I can edit the layers. Alright. So I also save it as a TIFF file to make sure that I can still edit the layers. We're going to images. And there we go. Copy that, and we go to, where was it? Did I, oh, there we go. Alright, edit location. And let's talk, well, let's just name it wordcount. Alright, and then design, image header, paste that there, and there we go. Now we can view. Well, there we are. And this is nowhere near being a pristine article, but that is the little process that I follow. Now that we have done that, it's still a work in progress, so we'll just put work in progress here in the sidebar. And then we're just going to go ahead and make it published, save, and then they're going to allow us to submit it. Just click to submit your prompt. So now I have submitted it. And we view, and we will see that you can now see my competition page, and I only have one article. But that's totally fine. We can continue and see if we can get some more done. Let's see. Vent, volcanic, extraterrestrial, natural tube. Wow, that's interesting. I like that vent, and we can continue working out what it might stand for. But vent is funny, and it's cool, and it, you know, that's a nice thing to think about. All right, and so we are going to check the next. What can we do next? What has? Oh, we have the sky bullets. We worked on those, which are the rocket ships that go to and from that volcano island. So now what we're going to do is new, and let's color the canvas. That's a little brighter. I think that I want to make this one a little darker because it's a spaceship, so you kind of want to imagine it in space. I think some of these were really dark blue. Yeah, I can make it a really dark blue. Because it gives the fill of space. Alright, so, oh, that's the wrong layer. If I did that, I can just delete and make a new layer. Alright, this layer will be the grid lines. And we just want the thin pin as we go across. Yes, acronyms are very hard to come up with sometimes. There's a lot of times when I want an acronym and I just work so hard to try and make it work. I think these lines are too bold. I'm gonna rewind that. Yeah, but the funny thing about it is like Will-O-Wisp. So Will-O-Wisp is an acronym that stands for Worldwide International League of Leasable Operatives, Watchers, Intel, and Secretive. No, not Secretive. Drat, I wanted to remember without looking it up. Now I'm going to look it up. Where is it? Okay. Yes, and it's called Worldwide Independent League of Leasable Operatives, Watchers, Intelligence, and Spy Personnel. Okay, I almost had it, almost. But yeah, that was a thing to come up with. And the story of that is I kind of at first had the whole thing, and I did not really know what the company was even called. So I was thinking, what could they be called? I knew they were international. They don't really associate with any certain set government. They're kind of independent, and I just kind of started trying to brainstorm some names. At first, I didn't even know it was going to be an acronym, but then I think I came up with enough letters. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate the name. So yeah, then I came up with enough letters where it looked like it spelled Will-O-Wisp, and I thought Will-O-Wisp would be neat. But then I couldn't complete it because it wasn't really fully Will-O-Wisp. It was just like W's and stuff, and I was like, what can I do? So I worked it out until it kind of made a little bit of sense, I guess. And then when I discovered the name was Will-O-Wisp, I immediately had the plant theme. So a lot of Will-O-Wisp's technology, the naming of their spies and stuff like that, all that, most of it is based on plants. And this is because once I got Will-O-Wisp, Will-O-Wisps in mythology are these little lights that you see, like little ghost lights that you see usually in the forests and in the trees that lead you somewhere. Sometimes they lead you to a good place, but sometimes they lead you to a tricky place. So, sometimes it's like playful sprites playing a prank on you. But no matter what they are, I felt like that was a good thing for Will-O-Wisp to kind of be, because it makes sense. As you said, it's a spy agency, so a lot of these agents can be leading you either to a good place or a bad place, and that's why after that I instantly was like, okay, everything's plant themed here, because the trees Junior Sprout, exactly. So since everything is plant themed now, because it's Will-O-Wisp, and the whole basis of that is lights in the forest and stuff, there's different names for different islands and different groups and different organizations within the agency are like trees and plants and things, and like even birds and stuff like that, which swallows and ravens are popular terms that are already used, but I liked that and adapted that because birds do nest in trees. And then we have, like, the Styrax is actually a type of tree. The flytrap is a plant. So a lot of these things are all based off of plants, and Will-O-Wisp has a lot of plant themes all around. So that was that, and that was funny how just trying to think of what the agency itself was called gave the agency more personality, because when you can know the story but then you find out more details, it's so it's like a satisfying moment when something unlocks in your brain and you're like, oh, now everything makes sense. And it's like, well, you created it, but it's still fun. It can happen. I can create something and then one day find out something about it and be like, whoa, now that part makes sense. And some people don't understand it, but it's fun. I think that's one of the good things about being a creative, being a writer, an artist. A lot of things are intriguing. Okay, so we have the background and we have the grid. So we are going to, yep, it does. It does sound really clinical and scary, but I'm going to see if I can search. Okay. So this is what the Styrax is. It's a Japanese. So basically, this tree is not really scary at all. And in fact, that Styraxes are supposed to have healing properties. That's one of the reasons why I called the island that, because it's supposed to be where you go to get healed up, and it's supposed to be like an oasis. It's supposed to be like a resort. It's supposed to be nice and, you know, healthy. But it still does have that, when the X is on there, I was like, yeah, this is the right one, because that X does make it sound a little bit mysterious, a little bit scary, and a little bit clinical. And especially when people talk about it in that light, it gives that, like, exactly like this. No one comes back. People are scared of the Styrax, even though the Styrax is supposed to be something that is, you know, helpful. It's supposed to be good. Where is my Autodesk? Okay, there we go. So these rocket ships, I don't know what kind of shapes they should be. Do we want to go for a traditional kind of rocket ship, or should it be more like a, like, I'm thinking like the round escape pods would be docked in the rocket ship, though. This should still have some kind of aerodynamic form to it. So let's see. We can experiment. I don't want it to be just the like that. That's kind of boring. I imagine like there should be like a cool design for, yes, if they're called sky bullets, they could be shaped like a bullet, which makes sense because they're aerodynamic. What types of bullets? Let's see. What's happening? There's all kinds of bullets. Maybe more like that kind, I'm thinking. And they should be kind of, they should be kind of small, because we don't want something too big and conspicuous for people to see. It has to be something that is, you know, quick and small and so for this we're going to make, for one, it a little bit lighter, and we're going to make the color a little bit lighter so they can stand out from the grid. Wrong. Okay, so we can use the ruler Exactly. The faster and quieter it flies into space, the more difficult it will be to detect. Exactly the mission. So we are using the ruler to erase a flat line from it, and then we can add. Yes, sonic boom is a thing. That's when the I'm still using an eraser. Okay. That's why they still do try to have their volcano to cover things up. It's not quite lined up. Okay, let's see. Okay. I'm still using this shape. Just use a line instead. Oh, you know what? This eraser is you know what? I'm not going to use the line. I'm just going to use my hand because I think that my hand is more precise than that. Okay. Now we need to add details. First we can not that. We can color it in a bit. Not too much. We need to make sure it is and this is still to how can I get the transparency? Oh, I know what to do. Okay. What I'm going to do is copy this layer. So then this one will use this there. And then we will make the layer itself transparent. And this one still has the shape because I duplicated it. There we go. Now we can just add in another layer some planets so we can know it's space. Planets or stars or something. Ah, that's horrible. We need the circle, the perfect circle. Yeah, that didn't work. We'll just use this. That's too bold. I'll make the size and the opacity weaker. Okay. And then we'll use this to fill. I'll use this color to fill so that it can and then we'll use some different brushes to maybe make some stars and spots in the sky. We can use this one. Okay. Let's make it a bit more translucent. Let's see. Let's take the full randomness annotation. What is the color? Not good. Just add more of these circles. And a good thing that we can also do is use this and then, oh, not that. Use this lasso and duplicate. Let's see, will this work? There we go. Yep, and we can make some bigger and some smaller. And then we can give some rings so that it can be apparent that these are planets, supposedly planets. Ah, that's not good. It's the wrong color. That's good enough. Yes, stars. So we have some stars, but they're kind of in the background, very small and very, not very seen. We should make a bit more stars that are light and brighter so that you can see them. For this, let's just use dots. I have the wrong size pen and the wrong opacity. That's a bit better. Now we should still give more detail to this rocket ship. Let's see. Just add some where would the there will probably be a window or something. Let's put this on the topmost layer. Ah, that's the wrong color again. I forgot I was doing this. And we'll make it like this. And we can just make some random things that make it look like this is an actual vessel that's believable to be a ship somehow. And we'll see. We have this rounded tool. That was pretty good, but it's not thick enough. Ah, that was horrible. That was worse than I did the first time. Okay, let's zoom in. What I'm trying to do is some sort of arched window or something. It'll have to do. We'll just leave it like this, and of course we can go back to it and edit it some more later. So we will go ahead and add the word. And yes, you said that sky should be an acronym as well, so we do have to figure out what that stands for. And whatever it stands for, we could put down here. But for now we can just say because that was what they were supposed to be, transporting goods to and from the space stations. Yes, so I think that that looks good enough for now. What do you guys think? Let's save as bullet 2, because this will be the TIFF file so that we can go back and edit. And then we can also save copy as PNG so that we can put it in World Anvil. There we go. Edit this article. We go to design and we go to the cover article image, and we'll just take the question mark off of sky bullets so that we can be sure that these are called sky bullets. And we're going to make this published. And there we go. Now we are going to put in the sidebar again, work in progress. And then we are going to submit the prompt. There we go. Now on my summer camp page, I have 2 articles. Yes, all right. So that was 2 art pieces done. We didn't really neaten up the words very much, but we got those 2 art pieces done, so I am very satisfied. And I'm glad you guys were here to stick around in the chat and hang out with me as I drew and made some suggestions and things like that too. So I am very grateful. Thank you so much, as always, for supporting me and joining me on these streams. Oh, thank you. You like the shading? Yes, I like shading as well. I try to use it sparingly when it's supposed to be like a blueprint or something, but some of the blueprints have a little bit more detail than others. So that's something that I do enjoy. But thank you so much again, everyone, and it is time for so long. But do remember that I will not stream tomorrow. I'm not streaming on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, but on Monday we have a special surprise because it is 7/18, which is the 18th day of July, and that is Constance's birthday. So we are going to have some cool streams. We're going to try to do 2 streams, one at 8 a.m. as usual, and then we're going to do another one at 8 a.m. Eastern time as usual, and we're going to do another one at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully you guys will be able to make one of them at least. If not, no worries. Do remember that I do publish these after the fact on my YouTube channel. So if you do ever miss any of them or come in late or you're just lurking, feel free to go to my YouTube channel and you can find all of those streams posted. So thank you so much again. I appreciate you guys. Lots of love. God bless, much success, and happy camping. See you. Bye.